Brexit talks, stop stalling, EU is warned as clock is ticking for both sides. Brexit Secretary David Davis will this week attack Brussels as unimaginative as he warns the European Union to stop stalling over negotiations. In what will be seen as thinly veiled criticism, government sources also said that with the clock ticking, neither side had time for foot-dragging. The EU has refused to start negotiations on a post-Brexit trade deal with the UK until issues including the divorce bill, the Northern Ireland border and rights of EU citizens have been resolved, but the government insists that these issues are inextricably linked to a future UK-EU relationship. Ministers are also frustrated by claims from EU negotiators that not enough progress has been made in talks to date. Last week the UK released a series of documents designed to point the way forward, but officials have been disappointed by what they see as a dismissive attitude on the continent to the proposals. Both sides had hoped to be able to start discussing a trade deal by October. Brussels says that timescale is increasingly unlikely. Mr. Davis is to come face to face with the European Commission's chief negotiator Michel Barnier as they formally open the latest round of discussions tomorrow. The two men are also due to meet on Thursday as the talks conclude. However, on the same day European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker will meet Tony Blair, the former Prime Minister and arch-Remain campaigner in the talks, sources said. Mr. Davis would call for imagination on both sides. Mr. Barnier has demanded that the UK sets out what it is willing to pay, while Mr. Davis's department is pushing for the legal justification for the EU's estimate, thought to be around £74 billion. Earlier this week Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson said the UK would meet its legal obligations but pay not a penny more. A government source said, "The UK has been working diligently to inform the negotiations in the past weeks, and has published papers making clear our position on a wide range of issues, from how we protect the safe flow of personal data to the circumstances around Ireland and Northern Ireland. Now both sides must be flexible and willing to compromise when it comes to solving areas where we disagree. As the EU itself has said, the clock is ticking, so neither side should drag its feet." Mr. Davis's department has also reacted furiously to claims that they were using the Northern Ireland peace process as a bargaining chip in Brexit talks. A spokesman hit back angrily, saying that the language used suggested that the EU don't properly understand the Northern Irish question. He added that it was self-evident that discussions over the border had to include talks about the future UK-EU relationship. Commission sources said that Mr. Blair and Mr. Juncker were old friends and met from time to time, but they refused to rule out that the two men would discuss Brexit. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and don't forget to subscribe English News Hub for new excited videos.